Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a railway line running between Negril and Montego Bay. Now, as you know, Jamaica had one of the first nationwide railway lines in the Western Hemisphere. But over time, that changed, and the trains weren't profitable and they weren't being upgraded, and it closed down in the 1990s. Now, ever since then, only trains that carry freight and aggregate run in Jamaica. But Jamaica needs a railway system. It's growing very quickly. A lot of developments, especially between Negril and Montego Bay, and then from Montego Bay out to Ocho Rios. A lot of developments. And the road network in that part of the island cannot manage. When you come into the Sangse International Airport in Montego Bay, it can take you up to 2 hours depending on traffic and road conditions to get from Montego Bay to Negril. So a train could do that in a fraction of that time, probably 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, depending on the kind of train. So that definitely would be a game changer for Jamaica. No, Jamaica will never see a nationwide or island-wide railway service again. That's just going to be too expensive, and they don't have the investment right now for something like that. Passenger train service, I should say. But there are certain routes that would be beneficial, and one would be Negril to Montego Bay. Another reason is they're building an airport in Negril, and they already have the busiest airport in Jamaica in Montego Bay. So a railway line connecting those two airports would be a game changer. So we're going to give you an update on the development of that railway line. And Jamaica has a lot of railway lines, as we said. The trains used to run in Jamaica before. But there is no railway line between Negril and Montego Bay. There was never any train service for those two areas. A railway linking Negril and Montego Bay could transform Western Jamaica in major ways. The corridor between the two towns is one of the island's busiest tourism and commuter routes, with thousands of hotel workers, residents, and visitors traveling daily. Right now, most trips are done by car, taxi, coastal bus, or shuttle, and the journey can take well over an hour depending on traffic and road conditions. One of the biggest advantages would be a fast and more reliable transportation. A modern railway could reduce travel time significantly while avoiding traffic congestion along the coastal highway through communities such as Green Island, Lucy, Sandy Bay, and Hopewell. This would make commuting easier for workers in the tourism sector and improve connections between resorts, attractions, and the airport. The railway could also strengthen tourism. Montego Bay is home to Jamaica's busiest airport and major cruise hub, while Negril is famous for 7 Mile Beach and its resort industry. A rail link could allow visitors to move comfortably between the two resort areas without needing private transportation. That could encourage tourists to explore more of Western Jamaica and spend money in more communities instead of remaining inside an all-inclusive resort. Discussions about reviving Western Jamaica rail tourism have already surfaced in past proposals connected to tourism attractions. Another major benefit would be economic development. Stations along the route could attract new commercial centers, restaurants, hotels, housing developments, and shopping areas. Communities such as Lucy and Green Island could see new investment because of improved accessibility. Similar infrastructure projects along Jamaica's north coast have historically been tied to economic growth and tourism expansion. There is also historical significance. Jamaica once had an extensive railway network connecting many major towns, including lines reaching western Jamaica. Passenger rail declined in the 1990s, but parts of the network and rail culture still remain. A Negril to Montego Bay route could become part of a wider revival of modern rail transportation across the island. For Jamaica's future, such a railway could become more than just transport. It could serve as a major development corridor linking tourism, commerce, housing, and regional growth across Western Jamaica. All right, guys, that's the end of the update. So let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. All right, guys, have a good day.